Alright, so before I start this tutorial, I don't have a script, so I probably will end up stuttering or like not knowing what to say for this, so just like don't mind that. And also, if you hear like a hissing in the background, that's just my mic being absolute shit, so like, yeah, also don't mind that. So yeah, just get on with the tutorial. So with this landing gear, um, there are kind of like two parts to it. So there's the front and then the back, and then each one has the doors and then the actual gear. So I'll do the back one first because the front one's a little simpler. So the back one has a lot of hinges. It has a one, two, three, four hinges, four, five hinges, and each of these have kind of their own like timings and everything. So this is probably the first one that you have to kind of deal with. So the the first one is kind of what brings it all into the actual bay. This one is this one doesn't have a logic gate that it's attached to, so it's pretty simple. Just oh yeah, also the speeds, all of the speeds on these need to be like 0.1 because they just um, if not, then they're just they just come out too fast and then end up messing with the doors. So delay of 1 and then G toggle and 90-degree angle. This this then allows like the gear to fold up fully before this brings it into the gear. So this one's connected to a NOR gate here, which kind of so because it's lit down like this, it's connected to a NOR gate, and then the NOR gate is just on G toggle, so then it might have a delay, I'm not sure. I'm just going to check that now. On the NOR gate. Yeah, so toggle delay of 1 second. The next one then is the same as the first one, just without a delay. And then the third or the fourth one. So these two here have the same kind of the same settings, but just this one here doesn't have a delay. So you might want to screenshot that or something. I'll give you. Remember, the one at inside of the door has a delay, and this one out here does not. So if you want to screenshot them there or something. This one has a lot apparently. This one, see, I think is the same as this one here. It's literally the same, except it's the suspension one, so you can change the strength, but the strength probably I changed it back because it would I don't know, just it was weird and it was kind of glitching into the floor. So this one is connected by an OR gate, then a NOR gate. Oh yeah, okay, so the NOR gate is connected to it to keep it at a 80%, so it kind of has that little angle there, so it kind of suspensions when it touches down and can kind of move instead of just stay in the same spot, and then there being no point in the suspension. The OR gate then tells it what to do, and the reason I have an OR gate and not just like using the controls in here is because for some reason it was just bugging and it wouldn't work. So that is kind of, yeah, that's why I have an OR gate. This last one here is the same again. This one is the same as the other two. It's the exact same as this one here because it doesn't have a delay. So, wait, is this one... This one also I don't think is connected to anything. Oh, actually, wait, sorry, this one does have a delay of 1.3 seconds. So, if you follow all the steps, which are probably not very good, but if you follow all the steps, then they should fold up and look something like that. The next part would be the doors. Now, the doors actually start in the closed position, and then they have a bunch of NOR gates to... they have, NOR gates to keep them open. So, the hinges on the second segment of the door are on a delay, a slight delay just to keep them from squishing the gear. They are on a 1 second delay. So as you can see there, they wait a second. So if I close the gear and then open them again, they don't squish it immediately. Sometimes the gear does weird stuff like that, but it should be fine. That should be all the gear, all of the back gear. The dimensions for the well just need to be a 3x3 by 6, 3x3 by 6 to fit the gear. I think you can make it ever so slightly smaller. No, you can't because the gear... Yeah, so that would be the perfect dimensions. Don't worry if it does that, it will correct itself. So the front gear is even more simple. It is a 3 by 2 by 1, 2, 3 by 8. So 3 by 2 by 8. The gear is on a piston which is set to half, which is 0.17. So if you're on Xbox, however, Xbox or PlayStation, you probably can't get that. You'd need to go to like 1.5 or something. Something like that. I'm not sure someone had a problem with that. This folds up. So this is, I'm going to start up here actually. This one here is 90 and basically just like, regular settings, same as the red ones down there. This one is optional and it's just steering. The steering is basically just when it allows it to steer when the gear is down and then not when the gear is up. It's a pretty simple system. This one here is the same as this one is as the red ones, just with a 90 or 30 degree angle, because if it's not at a 30 degree angle, then it will actually hit the door and then it will make your plane just bug out. I did not know that did that, but anyway, that is all of them, all of the pieces. So this gear is obviously just the same on the other side here, and then when you put that all together, then you get the gear that works pretty well. If your plane that you're using it on starts kind of as soon as the gear goes in, like the doors close and it starts like yawing weirdly or rolling or something like that, probably just something to do with collisions, and you'll need to either move things out of the way so like this stuff doesn't touch that stuff, or this stuff, just try and make sure things aren't touching. This gear does seem to be pretty stable though, and doesn't mess with the weld groups too much, because as you can see, those ones are kind of intersecting. All of them are kind of touching, but this gear seems to be fine no matter what. But yeah, just keep in mind that this gear obviously does have a ton of weld groups. I mean, the gear alone, I barely made any of this plane. As you can see, it's like 700 complexity almost, so it does have a lot of weld groups. So just be aware of that. Also, if you're trying to hinge collision a thing like I do, it can sometimes get in the way, so that's another thing to keep in mind. But anyway, yeah, if there's any other questions that you have about this, or just like if I didn't explain anything, just ask me and I can explain it to you again. So yeah.